Zoe here, welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my Stretch the Collection series. I am still working with the Pink Paisley Paige Evans Oh My Heart collection. If you haven't seen the haul, what I bought from this collection was the 6x6 pad, the puffy stickers, the sticker book with the foil stickers and the washi, and the ephemera pack, and that's it. So I'm going to keep going through this collection until I've used it all up. So today I am just going to do a really simple one. I thought I'd keep it relatively simple for this one, so I've pulled out some papers that I like the look of together, and I'm just cutting them into 1-inch strips. Or are they 2-inch now? No, I think they're 1-inch strips. And I'm just going to layer them down the side of my paper, down the left hand side of my paper, just to see that I like the patterns together and how they're going to lie. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some punches and some border dies, and I'm going to cut just not all of them. I'm just going to cut the edges of some of them just to add a little bit of interest and make them look a little bit more yeah, just interesting, I guess. It was inspired actually by Paige Evans herself. She did a really fun layout recently with border punches that I really keep saying really, Zoe, go on, say it some more, that I really liked. So it was kind of inspired by that, and off camera I'm just showing you now that I've just stitched some of them into place. I've used varying different stitches again just to add a little bit of interest. For this layout I'm going to let that paper strip border background be my main focal point beyond the picture, so I'm not going to add too much more. I'm going to use my watercolours here just to add some splatters in the same colours that I've already used in the strips. Nothing too crazy, a bit of yellow. I think I use a little bit of pink, and I'm just mixing my pink up a little bit to make sure it's the right match. A little bit of pink. I'm using my coffee mug. Well, it's not my actual coffee mug, it's a coffee mug for my paintbrushes. I'm terrible for that. I really ought to get a proper receptacle for my paintbrush water, but inevitably I will sit on my desk with my cup full of paintbrush water and my cup full of coffee and get the two mixed up. I do it pretty much every time. You would think I would learn, but I do not. So I'm just going to dry this off just a little bit by rolling some kitchen towel on the top, and it softens the look a lot. Now, because of my lighting, it looks a little softer than it actually is in reality. But yeah, it's quite pretty in reality. So I'm just going to go through the ephemera now and see if there's any bits I want to use. As I said before, I want to keep it relatively simple so that the paper in the background can be the main decoration of this page. I don't want to faff around with it too much. And I say I don't want to faff. You can see that I'm faffing quite a lot with this ephemera. I'm just not sure where I want to go with it at this point. I think I sort of hadn't really set out any sort of plan when I sat down to start this, as I often don't. I mean, if you've followed my channel for a while, you know I often just sit down and do whatever the heck comes to mind, but sometimes it can lead to a bit of indecisiveness when it comes to what I actually do with the page. And I do try to cut the majority of it out because, you know, nobody wants to watch me faff around with embellishments. But equally, I like to leave some of it in so that you can see that it, you know, I'm not just instantaneously knowing what I'm going to do with a page. I do sort of faff around and I mess around, and it sort of comes together quite organically. Excuse my dog, my neighbours are having a new bathroom fitted and she's quite cross at their builders. So yeah, I added the orangey red just to help my photo pop off that background, because it's quite a a light photo. I wanted to make sure it had something, some definition to bring it away from the bright colour of the background, which I think that lovely little orangey red border does indeed. As ever, I never really care too much about the colours in my photo compared to the colours I'm using, as long as they don't clash awfully. I generally ignore them for the most part. I do occasionally add, you know, a nod to, you know, if there's a specific colour, I will occasionally pull it out into my layout, but often, not so much. So I'm still faffing around trying to decide what I want to do with this layout, and I know I want to use that tag and I want to use that phone. I want to use the phone for no real reason. I mean, he's not on the phone. I took the photo with my phone, so I guess that's a a link of some sort. And I'm going to use some florals because I do like to use florals on his layouts. He's a very he's a floral kind of kid. He does like his flowers, bless him. He likes pink and all those princessy type things. He loves all that, so I get to use all those on his layouts, which is really fun. So I'm just going to journal. Oh no, I'm going to stick the tag. Why am I sticking it down before journaling on it? Never let it be said that I make sense. Oh, I want to staple a loop into my string of my tag, and there's a really easy way to make your tiny attacher fit into the center of your page. You're going to want something soft underneath, otherwise you're going to go straight through into your table. But you unhook the handle and unhook as if you're refilling it, and then pop the handle back in, slam it hard, and it'll go straight through, and you just need to turn it over and pop the staple ends flat. It's really, really easy. I think it was a card maker. What's she called? Tammy Tutaro? Something like that. Years and years and years and years and years ago showed how to do that, and it's been my moment ever since. So I'm just adding some more rose gold stickers because the phone I've used is rose gold and I needed to add the rose gold elements elsewhere, otherwise the phone would look a little bit off. But now that I have added the rose gold elsewhere, it matches quite nicely. And I'm going to use the tiny letters, and I've cut them out because you don't need to sit through me picking tiny letters up. But it just says our gymnast. I don't think I do too much more to this layout. I think I leave it pretty much like this. Oh, some more splatter. Oh, navy. Yeah, I'm going to use some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in navy, and it wasn't wanting to splatter, so I'm faux splattering. Which essentially is just me plopping it on wherever I think it needs to be and lifting it off with a tissue to soften it some. And that's just to pick up the navy in the headband that he's wearing in the picture. And I've decided that top bit looks a little bit too much blank space to me, so I'm just going to pop a little bit more rose gold up there, I think. Just a little heart clear sticker, so it doesn't add too much bulk up there, but it just adds a nice little element so that there's not so much white space up there. And I think that is about it. Is it? Oh, what am I doing? No, don't ruin it. Don't be silly. Stop it. It's done. No. Oh, stop it. I want to put something up there clearly. What am I doing? What? Oh, goodness me. Do you ever just think to yourself, what are you doing, you silly girl? Stop. It's done. And that is indeed done. I really had fun with this one. It's a really simple layout. But again, it's showing you that you can use very little paper to take up quite a lot of the real estate on a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And still make it look like you had quite a lot of paper. So do leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!